Listen to me. It was a long time ago. Far away.
Dragon, style. Protect. What? All must die.
But he told me what they did.
All 3 men.
What kind of men they were. Why they all must die.
Train go boom.
Train go boom.
Mr. President, we must make a good Call of Duty game and bring back the iconic characters.
Sir, the last few titles have been trash. Our franchise is dying. Mr. Reagan. Sir, can you hear me?
There are only a few generations.
Sounds like someone breaking in!
Just a storm, Dick. Sit down.
Holy shit! Bring back Woods and Mason. Add options in the story mode. Put in classic zombies with classic perks. Add new characters that people will love and that losers will jack off to.
What do you think, Lazar?
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Oh my gosh, great. Does this mean we should bring back the old voice actors? No.
You can't kill me!
I'm a goddamn onion, Mason.
I'm a goddamn onion, Mason. What the fuck is that? Who the fuck says that?
He has no fear, no conscience, no weakness. Believe you two have already met.
When do I kill him?
You sound concerned too.
If you're trying to be friendly,
This is the dumbest way to go about it.
There have been a lot of Call of Duty games. But here, in 2025, we may be in the worst era of Call of Duty history. The Dark Ages, but instead of knights and castles, we have a Vanguard. In all seriousness though, the last CODs have been bad in my opinion, from an overall standpoint. Multiplayer, story, and zombies all trash. I mean, who the flip played Modern Warfare 3 Zombies? And while I think BO6 is okay, that's all it is. But I wondered, in my brain, I thought to myself, what was the last game where I was like, oh yeah, there's something special there? Black Ops Cold War. When I played the campaign for the first time, I thought, man, this is a top 5 story ever. The zombies, it might be better than World at War or BO4. The multiplayer, we'll get to that later. But I think it's safe to say this was the last good Call of Duty, because since then it has been nothing but disappointment after disappointment. And I gotta say, after replaying this game, it was just as good in some spots than I remembered. It has aged worse than LeBron and Alex Caruso's hairline. So why exactly was Cold War the last good Call of Duty, and why is it something that ones after it haven't been able to replicate? But at the same time, why does it feel worse and not as special as it did when it released about half a decade ago? What? Half a decade? 5 years? Gosh damn!
I'm a Duke back in 1987!
Strap in as we head back to the 1960s and 1980s during the Cold War. Back to a time where your father hadn't left to get the milk yet. War is not a pretty sight, so it's no wonder why the United States people and government were so worried about what was happening with the Soviet Union at the time. Combined with the Cuban Missile Crisis and the failed Bay of Pigs invasion, countless assassination attempts of Fidel Castro, as well as the Vietnam War and space race, it was an interesting time, so perfect for a Call of Duty game, right?
But after President Reagan greenlit Adler's operation, he fell in line like a good little American patriot.
Cold War takes place after the events of Black Ops 1, but it's also in a separate universe, one in which a new guy, Russell Adler, joins the team, and one where the OG characters are way less cool.
not a fucking word, dude.
You play as Belle, a silent, non-binary protagonist. And for the first time, you can customize your character, choosing what type of player you want to be, your background, and of course, your mental state. We are back to Black Operations.
We archive everything. CIA's like my ex-wife. Won't throw a damn thing away.
However, we begin as none other than Alex Mason, striking up a joint just like we did all those years ago.
Woods, it's been a while.
Carlos.
And after being brutally rejected by 12 different women at the bar, we go outside where Woods is waiting for us and touching himself. Our objective is to capture 2 Iranian terrorists named Qasim and Arash, who had supposedly taken some US hostages. So we show up at his apartment, and he's watching the World Cup on his black and white TV. Is Mbappe playing right now? We eventually corner him on the rooftop before he gets that 3-piece and a soda. It's here where we learn that Cold War has introduced dialogue options for the first time in a Call of Duty game. I mean, what? This is like if Shaq had just started shooting threes. This is like if Tom Brady became Lamar Jackson. I have never seen this before. And there's a lot of little choices you can make throughout the game that will slightly alter the gameplay and story, as well as a big choice that happens at the end of the game, because I decided I wanted Bell to be an absolute psychopath who kills anyone when he gets the opportunity. And Mason, that goes for you too, but you were already a psychopath.
One down, one to go.
Look, man, his hairline was receding anyway. It was time to wrap it up.
Airfield's just up ahead. Let's go find this shithead.
When we first spotted Rosh, he decides to kill the 2 people he was in the Jeep with. Man, Uber drivers in the 80s weren't just getting no tips, they were getting aimbot headshotted, which is something I wish Mason had, because we missed the shot on a Rosh and then commence a chase deploying an RCXD like it's 2010 Nuketown, before then getting Vietnam flashbacks of a plane falling on top of me. Arash does his best French accent.
His plan is already underway. You won't be able to stop him this time.
Stop who?
Perseus.
Bullshit. Perseus is dead.
Perseus will watch the West.
Who the fuck is Perseus?
Perseus, the CIA's analyst.
My old friend Hudson, in a universe where you didn't get us all killed and crippled. We learned that Perseus has been a problem, and he's a Russian boogeyman whom Adler had came close to capturing back in Vietnam years ago. But none of that matters, because we have Ronaldo Reagan pulling up to the function. Mr. President, you gotta be up in the top 3, right? Because we know JFK is #1, obviously, and Bill Clinton got some head in the White House, so it's kind of hard to top that. And yeah, my boy Abe was 6'4", hooping and freeing the slaves, but Ronald McPresident is in Call of Duty, so he's #3.
Their requests are highly irregular. Most likely illegal if the press gets a hold.
What the hell are you talking about? You know who we are?
Every mission we go on is illegal.
Give Mr. Adler whatever he wants.
That's my guy, man. Love you.
He chased down Sims, Azalea, even pulled some strings to get Helen Park from MI6. We'll get them Mason and Woods soon.
And the new one.
Bell? Well, don't get me started. That's the one we need to keep our eyes on.
Yo, what did I do, man? There's also this guy, his name's just Black. He's just a person who talks to us over the radio, and he also happens to be voiced by my guy, Creed Bratton.
Anybody going back to the bullpen soon?
I am.
Want some company?
Okay.
Ah yes, Jamichael Dontavius III, known for his aggressive behavior and CIA background.
We've got a job to do.
This is when we are introduced to the safe house, which is the hub that all our missions are planned out of. And it's the first time Call of Duty has done something like this. You can even talk to other people. I mean, what is this, a Fallout game?
Also, I might have, sort of plowed his daughter. A little.
We can even change channels and watch TV. It looks like LeBron is playing tonight against the Supersonics.
Parents moved to Israel when I was a kid. Dual citizenship has its advantages.
This guy really has a Burger Town shirt on, man. You stupid motherfucker. We'll see everyone just doing their own thing and getting ready for the next operation. The objectives show up on here on the evidence board where we collect evidence. Adler talks to Jamichael Dontavius Bell and reminds us of our time in Vietnam, trying to remember what we found on Perseus all those years ago, who, by the way, looks like an absolute Chad.
Time to wake up. It's crank time.
Well, if by crank you mean crack cocaine, then I'm in. Ain't no place like Vietnam. We start shooting all the Viet Cong just like we've done for a decade, and everything goes well. We find some Soviet soldiers hiding out here. We grab the intel and get the damn. We got a whole entire nuke on our helicopter. Adler, I'm not sure this is a good idea, my boy.
Man, I'm dead.
Our ride crashes. I mean, who could have seen that coming? And the crew has to fend off the rest of the Vietnamese attacking before our friendlies really show that American blood just bombing things, because ain't nothing more awesome than some bombs. Pablo Escobar is on TV. Man, these really were the good old days. And it's now time to head to East Germany as we try to track down a man named Volkov. And I really love these missions like this, sneaking around in the tunnels like I'm a ninja turtle, silently making our way to position. It reminds me a lot of the Manhunt tunnel missions, which that'll actually be the next video I post, so make sure you subscribe for that. Bell heads to a diner to meet up with a German informant named Greta Keller, not to be confused with Helen Keller. Also not to be confused with Anne Frank.
Hudson didn't reveal much. He said you're after Volkov?
Yeah, he tends to do that sometimes.
Shoot him in the fucking head!
But in order to really immerse yourself here in Berlin, you must visit Berlin in real life. So, that's exactly what I did.
Pumping some Sade, rolling my window down and hitting the highway. No, it's not Friday, but it's my day. And sometimes shit gotta go my way. Niggas got me fucked up, thinking that my music don't stick like some nunchucks.
Berlin is honestly a beautiful place, but unfortunately here we have to talk to this bimbo bitch. And they really do a good job of portraying the time period, from the outfits, diners, and buildings, to the apartments, electronics store, and just technology in general. I mean, our listening device is literally a cigarette. Good thing I'm only an alcoholic.
One of my informants was picked up in a random sweep just 2 blocks from here. I would ask a favor of you. He will not hold up under torture for long. We need him rescued. Or silenced.
Hey, I'm always happy to kill people. However, some Stasi agents eventually come inside and it seems they know something's up, so we escape through the bathroom window because I guess those are a thing. Quietly sneaking around with a new stealth system where enemies can spot you and have a bar on their head telling you how aware they are of you. Yo, what the fuck? Why is there just some random guy hiding in a store? Trust me, man, if it were up to me, you would be dead too. This might be the first COD game where you can legitimately do takedowns and stealth kills. Now, obviously, they've always had stuff like that, but it's the first time where you can do it anytime you want instead of it being scripted.
Knife the watermelon. Nice.
We listen to Greta and go down to save her informant friend from whatever diddy stuff they got going on down here.
Volkov? Oh, he's awful. Despicable. If you find him, you should just kill him on sight. Please, I'm a friend. Release me.
This has got to be the guiltiest sounding man I've ever come across. But all this stealth stuff going on, man, I can feel my ball size decreasing. I gotta go in guns blazing. We meet up with Bell and Lazar, listening in on Krause's conversation, learning that whatever is in his briefcase is very important to his meeting with Volkov.
Bell volunteers.
Man, what the hell?
Park, you can keep an eye on us from here. I'll try to give you my best name.
Yo, stop flirting with my girl. Sneaking into this man's apartment, he comes down to grab some Cocoa Puffs and sees us before doing an emo like, dude. Trying again, this time silencing his wife, putting her to sleep with the tranquilizer, before creeping around in his house and finally finding the suitcase full with pictures of Nukes and placing the tracker inside. But then we hear a voice coming from the closet. Oh my.
Damn it!
We wake up kidnapped in a warehouse, being interrogated by Volkov.
Perseus has a large bounty on your head.
Go for yourself. Okay. What's happening here? Oh, yeah. Okay, no problem. You're doing me a favor. She's the reason I even ended up here. This is another time where your choices can actually affect the storyline going forward, because if I just would have answered normally, Greta would have actually lived through this scene. And if we had saved that guy earlier, we actually find him working for the KGB. So he's an op, man. I'm glad I got rid of him. Park, come to the rescue. Yes, baby. We chase Volkov through the warehouse. Park wants him alive. Adler wants him dead. Whatever shall we do?
Go ahead. Take me out. It's what you are good at, is it not?
You did the right thing. One of Perseus's men off the board.
Is it? I wanted him alive.
The Russians had smuggled in nukes to Berlin, and we learned exactly where their base is. I mean, look at it. It's like the gosh damn pyramid. And inside this place is actually a training and testing facility for upcoming Soviet soldiers.
Not a fucking word, Bell.
So Bell and Woods decide to give him a real simulation test. This is like equivalent to playing VR, but then you actually die when the enemies shoot back at you. The Soviets went all out in designing this place. We got American people, American cars and movies, even American classic restaurants like Burger Town.
Why not just eat the whole cow?
Just give me my fucking burger! However, in order to get into their computer to see what they're doing, we need their password, which we have no idea what it is.
Probably Stalin. Try Stalin. It's always Stalin.
Nope, not that one.
We don't have all goddamn day.
Okay, it was the sticky note of a very obese man. But in the files, we don't find Johnny Sins videos or Park and Sergei videos. Instead, confirmations of Operation Greenlight, where we learned that Hudson knew about the nukes the entire time.
We confirmed it. The nuke smuggled out of Berlin is a Greenlight asset. It's one of ours.
If that gets out...
No one will know, not even Adler's team.
Perseus infiltrated a CIA nuke program, codenamed Operation Greenlight, run by Hudson. The stolen nuke is American, and Hudson fucking knew.
Why does every Black Ops game just make Hudson this guy who knows something that we don't? I swear, it happened every single time. That's why we love him, man. Top 10 COD character of all time. So when we get back, Woods has some words for Hudson.
You knew the nuke was from Greenlight, didn't tell us. What else are you hiding? Maybe I can knock the truth out of you.
You might want to rethink that, Woods.
Everybody stand down.
Why didn't you tell us it was an American nuke?
He needed us to clean up his mess. The bastard's been lying to us all along.
It's not a lie. It's an omission of fact.
That's what you do best, isn't it, Hudson? Manipulate people. Tell them your own version of the truth.
In the next mission, they keep teasing with nostalgia boners, meeting up with our KGB inside agent named Belikov, heading back to the mountains of Yamato, the same place we infiltrated as Hudson and Weaver back in Black Ops 1. And in this mission, our zipline gets cut off, forcing Mason to sneak around and avoid his enemies, using a bow and arrow to kill everyone like a madman. Well, I guess you don't have to use it, but I mean, who doesn't like a little hunting, man?
Perseus was looking for the names of sleeper agents Dragovich used in '68.
Give us those names. We'll get Adler's team to track him down.
Perseus erased them.
Fuck me.
Dragovich and sleeper agents, man, this is bringing back memories. Just hope Mason's not on that list. Maybe a different list, just not that one.
Are you taking him into the KGB with you? Are you crazy? Wait for Mason or Woods to return.
I don't need Mason or Woods. I need Bell. He's got the skill we need.
Are you enjoying this? You're risking the entire operation unnecessarily.
It's not unnecessary. It's calculated.
I don't understand why they just decided to make Hudson a rude a-hole in this game, like you're not supposed to like him or something. I mean, sure, he's serious in the other games, but he wasn't just straight up annoying. He knows how to take a joke and actually cares for his guys, rarely getting straight up mad at people.
The Russians fucked you up. I know you. You're not a traitor. Jason Hudson, CIA. Thank you for your time, Sergeant.
Right.
Good to see you, Alex. Jason Hudson, CIA. We're here to talk about your encounter with Russians in Laos. We got word a defector might be in play.
Yo guys, please stop flirting. But nonetheless, before we infiltrate the KGB headquarters, Mason and Woods go to capture a former CIA agent now working with Perseus. Pulling up to his dirty motel where there's probably a bunch of hookers and cocaine or something. Back to the big boy stuff though. The most dangerous mission ever done in Black Operations. Intruding on the KGB headquarters, and this might be one of the best ever. We start off as Belikov, our inside Soviet double agent. Going up to a meeting, and what the fuck? We got Kravchenko from BO1 and BO2, as well as Imran Zakayev. This man is from Modern Warfare. How is he here? I mean, he does look a lot different. They tell us that there's a mole here in the KGB, and they're trying to find out who it is. Yeah, they're on to us. Belikov's job is to obtain a bunker key in order to let Adler and Bell in. And we can go about doing this in a bunch of different ways. It's non-linear. You can go in way different directions. But what I find to be the funniest one is where you go in to interrogate this prisoner who looks like the R6 character, and then we have to steal some files in order to show and convince this man that the KGB is after his own family. And so we tell him that we will make sure his family is safe if he does us a little favor, if you know what I'm saying. Unlocking his handcuffs and waiting outside before General Sharkov goes in to interrogate him. This man stabs him to death with a pencil. That thing must have been sharpened to the max. We take the bunker key card off his body to let Adler and Bell inside the building. Dressed as Soviet soldiers with weapons in our bag, we cannot go through the metal detector. But then this Russian motherflipper just insists that we go through. I mean, I really didn't want to, you know. I tried using the bathroom excuse. I tried saying I was non-binary, that I'm handicapped. Nothing worked.
Принимайте это близко к сердцу, товарищ. У меня приказ досматривать всех, без исключения.
So it appears we're cooked, chopped, railed, until our boy Belikov comes in at the last second and lets us through a very close call. We get in the elevator to finally make it down to the bunker, and this guy, balding at the age of 22, just had to come in here. You just had to, Zakhaev.
Что вы делаете? Elevator conversation always gets awkward.
After we make it to the safe and get what we need, Belikov ends up getting found out and captured. But this does take place after World War II, so we have gas, and a lot of it. And we also have gas masks for the people that need masks from the gas. Gearing up as a Russian Tachanka type kit and blasting through these fools. Just look at him, man, as smooth as a baby's ass. When we get back to the safe house, the evidence shows that somewhere in Cuba holds the location of the stolen nuke. Bell also sees Park and Adler go into a private room. What are y'all doing in there, man? You can also take this opportunity to speak to Mason and Woods about their past experiences.
Nah. So yeah, Castro and I have some history between us. I had the opportunity to off the man, but our intel was flubbed. So if I find out that Perseus is in cahoots with Castro, and Hudson happens to find one of my bullets in Fidel's head, well, I say chalk it up to collateral damage.
Our team was right next to Adler's when we touched down in Way City.
That's also the first time I had the misfortune of meeting Hudson. In all those years, nothing's changed. He still has the personality of a wet fucking blanket.
As for you, the baseline expectation around here is to surpass every expectation. So from the bottom of my ass, welcome to the team.
And so it is, Havana, Cuba. Just like that one song. After making it through the building into the camera room, we see this guy just start killing his own scientists.
Nuclear device. Bloody hell. Someone's killing the scientists. Second floor. Room 27B.
Then this man with the blessed touch of Park tells us in his dying moments that there isn't just one nuke hidden under Germany, but instead a nuke under every single major European city across the world. And if the Soviets are able to detonate them, then America will be the world enemy #1 with millions of innocent lives to be lost. However, on our evacuation, things go sideways and we are forced to choose between Lazar and Park. Lazar, you've been on like 2 missions, bro. I don't care about you. Bye-bye. Easiest decision I've ever made. I'm actually curious to see the percentages of how many people saved Park or Lazar, because I'm sure it's got to be like 80% Park. But after our exfil, we're seriously injured, and instead of just giving me steroids like I asked for, Adler and their squad go and stick a needle in our eye.
Shit. Heart rate's off the charts. I need you to relax and focus, Bell.
Do not trust Adler. Adler is lying to you. Do not trust him. Do not listen to Adler.
Our next mission may be the most iconic one out of this game, going back to Vietnam as Adler guides us through our memories. And this is a mind-bending, back-breaking, skull-crushing, apple-juicing, you get the point. This one is one of the craziest missions ever made. It starts off normal, killing Viet Congs with your squad with ordinary guns and Marines beside you. And you can choose at any point whether you want to follow Adler's voice and do what he's telling you to do, or just completely ignore him.
The path split near a ruin, so you took the right fork, not the trail to the left. Stop fighting me, Bell, and go right.
We're looking for the red door, but then we have a seizure.
Christ, what's happening to him?
A mild seizure. Sims, can you hand me the benzodiazepine?
Then we replay it again, this time as a last man standing, where we sneak around with a bow and arrow as the last person remaining from our crew. And we just keep doing this again and again, seeing Adler in some sort of trance-like memory sequence, as well as then fighting and killing through a bunch of Adlers. You can even fight zombies if you go completely off the rails with his instructions. But after so much running and so much trying, we eventually find our memory of Perseus.
Once we control the Greenlight arsenal, we will detonate them all from the safety of Solovetsky.
Breaking a subject's will and erasing their mind is a difficult and painful process.
That's a small price to pay.
The CIA's mind control program has had a great deal of success with implanted memories.
You want me to tell them about my time in Vietnam?
Lastly, you'll need a command phrase to trigger the implanted memories.
We have a job to do.
You had to reach the Soviet bunker.
It appears the subject's programming is beginning to take hold.
We've got a job to do. We've known each other for years. Fought together, bled together, been through the hell of Vietnam together. We've got a job to do.
And now the training's complete. We just need to give the subject a name.
Bell.
We learned that our whole life is a lie. We never served in Vietnam. Adler was not our friend. We were just a puppet for the CIA the whole time. Brainwashed agent used to give the CIA more information and assets. Bell was actually there the night Mason and Woods and Adler took out Arash and was one of the men that Arash shot right then and there because Perseus thought too highly of us. Everyone was in on it. I think even Mason and Woods. But I'm actually curious to know what Mason thought about this, or if he did know, since, you know, obviously he kind of went through something like that. It is here where we can choose whether or not to lie to them and let the Russians detonate the bombs, or tell the truth and try to stop them. I'll be going over every ending we can get depending on our choices, but first, do you remember what was on our initial report?
Duga. Sims, get Washington on the line. Everyone else gear up. We're leaving now.
We lie and say it's at Duga before then setting up an ambush with our Russian comrades. I guess I lost my Russian accent the whole time or something, but that guy seemed to believe me right away. He just said, yup, okay. So off it is to the radar array in Duga, a place in Ukraine close by to Chernobyl, and the place we tell Adler that the bombs are being launched from.
We didn't see anything on our side either.
It's him. He fucking lied to us.
That true, Bell? You pull us out to the middle of nowhere, Russia, so Perseus can detonate those nukes?
I have plans for you, American.
We signal for the ambush and get this party started.
On your feet, comrade. Ready for a little retribution?
More than ever, sir. One by one, we take out all these iconic characters, people we've known for years. But Bell is a cold-blooded Soviet killer. He does not care about these people.
The cat becomes the mouse.
Lastly, we find Adler bleeding out in the corner.
Mind giving me a light?
This scene of us slowly putting this knife into Adler for a slow and painful death just summarizes this game as a whole, and Bell is now a hero of the Soviet Union.
You remember my face, don't you? Solovetsky, stand by for the detonation order. I think you deserve this moment, comrade.
The West falls today. Detonate the nukes!
And to think, after all this time, they still believe I'm Perseus. As if Perseus could ever be an individual working alone.
Man, this is way better than being screamed at by Hudson all the time. I'm actually being appreciated for my hard work of killing people. Bell becomes a Russian icon as the nukes are detonated across Europe, leaving the United States left to blame. Cold War's endings are insane because on one hand, if you do decide to tell the truth about the location, then we will save the world and stop the detonation. However, Adler will then betray and kill us.
I just want you to know that this little thing that's happened with you and me.
Don't worry, man. I'm straight.
Heroes have to make sacrifices. That's why when I ask you for one more, I hope you understand.
What do you mean by that?
It was never personal.
Coming off of what seemed to be the revival of Call of Duty multiplayer with Modern Warfare 2019, I was curious to see what exactly would happen here in Cold War now that it is Treyarch with the Black Ops game. Would we see a copy and paste of MW 2019, or would we see a return to something like BO1? Well, honestly, it was neither.
Let's go! Let's go! Shut your bitch ass up, nigga! Yo, I really get on you, nigga!
Firstly, I don't think Call of Duty will ever have a fun multiplayer until there's no skill-based matchmaking in the game. Basically, the better you do in one match transfers over to the next, putting you with better and better players. Then you go play with bad people, you'll do pretty good, then it's just a bunch of sweats next. This is the reason why lobby just disbands every time you finish a match and just forces you to constantly be searching for a new one. I just don't understand why. No one asked for this feature, everyone spoke out against it. Yet they still keep it. It just changes every game. Half the matches you get are unplayable. If you're not like short bus bad at Call of Duty, but you're also not like pro level playing for 8 hours a day, then you're just screwed, man. If you're in the middle, you're done. I recently saw this Optic Scump video where he goes like 88-0 in the game of Capture the Flag, and you can see that he would just be considered an average player by today's standard. But back in the day, he was dropping some insane stats, 88-0. If you were to find a lobby like this nowadays, you would be thanking Lord Jesus himself. And yeah, obviously people are gonna improve, but why not just make it random about who you get in a game, man? This is what's ruining Call of Duty, and it's kind of what ruined other things like Fortnite, where there's just robots in this game, and then when you do come across someone, they're just cracked out of their minds. But another reason I think Cold War's multiplayer was just not good is just due to the maps in this game. Every one of them is either just a remaster or it's just trash. It's been more than 10 years and we still got nuked down, hijacked, and slums, as well as the score streaks. Bruh. It used to just be a normal kill streak, and they weren't too difficult to get. You can get them fairly regularly, and then it turned into score streaks because they wanted people to play the objective. I mean, okay, I get that. However, in Cold War, it is just horrible. In order to get the gunship streak at 10,000 points, that would take over 25 to 30 kills without dying. But honestly, the game is also just boring. I felt this way with BO6 too, man. It's just not fun. I don't really want to play it. I don't want to watch it. I just want to jump off a building. However, there is another mode, and it's called Zombies. I remember when Cold War Zombies first came out and people were hyped. Even Tfue was hopping on that. It felt like Cold War was a direct response to the BO4 system and how people wanted the OG one back. So that's exactly what they did. However, this time they made a few changes, introducing ether shards and camo solely unlockable in Zombies, as well as getting rid of the perk limit and putting in kill streaks. It made this by far the most replayable Zombies game in the series, even more than BO3. However, with that being said, the game still suffers from a few things. Number one, being way too easy. I'm not talking like it's Ascension easy or something like that. I'm saying it is brain-rottingly easy. It is a challenge to die, especially if you level up the perks, special abilities, weapons, you just become immortal. In Black Ops 1 and 2, when you buy Juggernaut, you now have 4 hits, then you go down with Juggernaut. But in Cold War, you start off with 5 hits, plus once you buy Juggernaut, plus the specialist to use, plus the armor system, which just adds like another 10 hits. It can literally take 20 hits with maxed out Jug and armor to go down. That is insane. And all the zombies are just super sprinters. They're faster than you. On every map, it just seems like the boss zombies are getting constantly spammed. I mean, the amount of megatons and mimics I have shot. Gosh damn, man. Also, I'm not a big fan of the Pack-a-Punch. There's just no life to it. No animation. You just click a button and that's it, and you do that 3 times over. But with all that being said, Cold War Zombies was good. It brought back a lot of the old fans and a lot of people. It was way more fun than BO4 or BO6 and Vanguard. However, BO4, you know, that kind of grew on me. All the maps are decent to good, but nothing crazy. D-Machine was a launch map, and I think it has to be the most iconic and probably second best or best map in the entire game. The layout is simple. I mean, it's literally just knocked there and Toten, but then we go down into this tunnel thing, and it's really dark. You have to use a flashlight. It was honestly really cool. Just RIP to this man right here. He didn't even make it 2 seconds in before dying. Firebase Z is probably the worst map in the game. There's not really anything special, and every few rounds, you have to go and like kill some zombie monsters defending your point. I really don't enjoy it. It's just a bit boring. Mount Warrior Toten is my favorite map in the game. Okay, there's a lot of stuff they added in, like zip lines and trains running you over like it's New York City. Lastly, we have Forsaken, which is an insane map, even including Burger Town. You start off kind of like Moon in an infinite zombies horde, choosing when you want to leave. And while the idea was cool, in execution, it was just okay. All in all, Cold War was an okay game. Really good story, bad multiplayer, and decent to good zombies. But guys, please subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed. Way bigger things coming in the future. Make sure you like the video, and goodbye.
And love is love, and hate is hate.